Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So we're here in Las Vegas, getting ready to head on out and get our VIPs over to Talladega. One of my favorite tracks, wonderful super speedway. A lot of aircraft sitting here this morning. So again, it's kind of early given we're out on, the western half of the US, but so haven't had a lot of things going in the evening yet, but we are here, and it's not really the evening, it's just early morning. So get everything turned on, and the sun's starting to come up. We can kind of see that little blush up on the horizon, so definitely a good thing. Let's get our APU going as always. And we'll get our lights, so that will help make us more visible. We're supposed to be heading out on 30 left, which is literally right out of the parking space here. Yeah, these signs I think are poorly placed, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think I need to go out that way, and you can see 30 left right there. So we'll see how everything pulls together. But we're getting down to the tail end of the season, as I've been talking about for a little bit here. So let me... Clearance is on 124. Just 124.
System test. Okay.
That did go in right. 1, 2, 4. North Las Vegas clearance, Walker 4021, requesting IFR to Talladega Municipal.
Stand by for your clearance.
Alright, so we got that. Gonna go ahead and get ourselves set up here. We're gonna need some more fuel. So we need about 9,700 pounds.
Walker 4021, clear to Talladega via the BLD1 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125, squawk 6221. Expect runway 30 left.
Cleared to Talladega via the Build 1 departure, then is filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.125, squawk 6221. Expect runway 30 left. Walker 4021.
Walker 4021, read back correct. Ground will be on 121.7.
Alright, so we're going to select. We're just going to do the RNAV final. Alright. And that should get us what we need. So again, we just need to go back here, go to aircraft, flight performance, mass and gravity, fuel, change it to pounds, and like I said, we need about 9,700. So we're going to load the aircraft. It's going to bounce a bit here, probably. Alright, 9. No, didn't quite get up there, but I think that should be okay. Yeah, 9673 is technically what we need, so... Alright, so we're going to get, whoops, flight directors on, VNav, nav. Going to dial ourselves up. Whoops. Push down to tie in, get ourselves to 6,000. We are then going to go ahead, let's see what our information is, 29er on the altimeter. But yeah, pretty just sparse out here in the desert. Never, just not my thing. I like green, I like seasons. I know some people love it, but some of us don't. So let's see, what was it? 6221, 6221. We'll get that entered, and then we need to talk to ground on 1217. And then we might need tower, so we'll get that in. And then we'll worry about the rest later. Go to flight plan. All right, intercept. All right, we need to be above 6,000. Boulder. Let's see. Yeah, RSK is a long way away, so we'll go here. That is not a descent, but okay. Flight level 350. Enter. And enter. And then that should kind of get everything else set. Right. So I think we're good there.
07 Whiskey is clear runway 30 left at Charlie, for its request taxi to the North Shade Hangars.
North Vegas ground, Walker 4021, requesting permission to start.
Taxi via Charlie, Bonanza 07 Whiskey. Thanks for your help.
Walker 4021 approved for engine start.
Alright. So let's get that going. So put the safeties back on. Fire that up. And again, we're going to get our trim down into the green. And as things start up, we'll then go ahead and get our flaps set to take off flaps. But again, strip out there. We saw the sphere for a second before the other buildings came in. But pretty nice start. Man, there's, well, that's the ones I saw, but wow. Just a lot of planes, which is good. Planes are a good thing. Alright, so should be good to start the other side. Just get him going, and then we'll need to turn off the APU. Trying to remember if I've got anything else I really need. We probably want to get higher up here, because I'm probably going to want to issue a direct or something. Because, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Let's see. We remove the waypoint, and we'll just go straight to Vegas. Got to be above, and that is above Reed International, which is the main commercial airport, which is a little bit southeast of us slightly. It's really more south than east. But we're basically going to take off, make a left turn. That's the BLD-1 departure. Because otherwise we'd be turning right and heading over Nellis Air Force Base. And I'm pretty sure with the pattern they'd prefer not to do that. But let's get the APU off. And I think we are good to go. Las Vegas ground, Walker 4021, ready for taxi. A little bit flying around.
Walker 4021, runway 30 left taxi via Kilo.
Runway 30 left, taxi via Kilo, Walker 4021. And it said it's also told us to contact tower, but whoops. So we'll go here, and then we want to get 118. We want to get departure in so that we are ready to move over when we need to. Alright, so get our taxi lights on, put our flaps down, hop our brake, and throttle up some. So, Denny Hamlin won the race out here. So, always, you know, a name we've certainly heard. Right, am I missing something?
07 Whiskey Taxi departing via Alpha remain this frequency. Have a good day.
Alright, well, it's not showing. There we go.
Frequency. Have a good day. Thank you for the help.
Might have been a little bit of a bump. I don't know. So we're going to head out to 30 left here. Las Vegas Tower, Walker 4021, runway 30 left, ready for takeoff. Kind of cheating a bit, assuming he's going to clear me.
Walker 4021, North Las Vegas Metropolitan International Airport Tower, runway 30 left, winds 310 at 8. RNAV Las Vegas, cleared for takeoff.
Walker 4021, cleared for takeoff. Alright. So, let's pause, because I realized I'm not running my darn tracker again. Alright, always something. There's always something I forget. I forget to bring up the NASCAR page to give you guys the info. I forget to start the flight studio, speaking of, I guess, while I'm being disruptive. Alright, looks like we have info. I see ground speed, I see altimeter, distance, everything looks good. Alright, so we are ready to go. So we burnt about 80 pounds of fuel before we got going, and obviously we're now full throttle, so it's just going to get quicker and crazier on the consumption, but come on. Whoa, I don't want to hit the windsock. That was bad, but anyway. Interesting they have it like that close to the runway, but alright, gear up. Back off on the throttle a bit. Alright. Flaps up. Alright, we'll start our turn.
Walker 4021, contact departure on 118.125.
Alright, we'll get our auto throttle.
Welcome to North Las Vegas. Contact ground on 121.7.
And we'll get our
Contact ground on
autopilot on.
1.7. Thank you for the help.
Contact tower, Walker, or contact departure, Walker 4021. North Las Vegas departure, Walker 4021 with you.
Walker 4021, North Las Vegas departure, radar contact.
Alright, well, hopefully we're in a high enough space here that we're good. That looks a little challenging, but in theory we'll turn before we get near this. So it's kind of an interesting little route. Hasn't cleared us to anything higher, so we're going to stick with what we have.
Vegas departure, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240, Walker 4021. So we're going to start that right away because I'd love to get higher. It's always a little nerve-wracking when you're near the mountains and you're, you know, you're doing what you're doing. Alright, but we should Be around here. I think that was our airport there. It's hard to say. Again, we're going to be heading over toward Reed International, so we're going to be making that swing around. But yeah, so you can see the main strip there. Just making sure nothing looks odd here. It just, yeah, we can't turn as much, but yeah, that's our destination long term, so I assume we're gonna flatten out, and that is, should be the airport. So we got some planes there, above 10, so let's get off the landing lights. Alright, there we go. So now it's gonna, I don't know why it went that way, why it overturned, but maybe he just wants to get closer to the path. But there you go, you can see Vegas below us. Oh, actually, I think it's over there, because we're turning pretty quickly, so. Well, no, that's it. We know that airport well from Tower Simulator, all that stuff.
Maintain flight level 320.
Climb and maintain flight level 320, Walker 4021.
Southwest 1780, radar contact. Climb and maintain 8,000.
Ooh, a little bumpy.
Climb 8,000, Southwest 1780.
Alright, well, we're not seeing... There's a plane there. Kind of drifting out. Because it would be, what? 7 a.m.? 6 a.m.? I don't know. Yeah, I love the,
Walker 4021, contact Los Angeles Center on 124.625.
Contact Los Angeles Center, Walker 4021. Alright. Los Angeles Center, Walker 4021, flight level 190 to flight level 320. Alright, we'll get ourselves through transition altitude.
Walker 4021, Los Angeles Center, good morning.
Alright, and LA, Los Angeles Center is going to cover us for quite a bit. Yeah, I'm looking at my map. Looks like basically the day-night line is really still out in New Mexico, so we've got to get through Arizona, all that, but, you know, we're in good shape, but we've got almost a 1,500-mile flight. From Talladega, we're going to have a short stint, relatively speaking. I think we still need to go about 700 miles, but it's going to be a lot less than what we're dealing with now. And then our last run will take us back over to Phoenix, so we're going to have a good long leg to finish up in a couple weeks. But as I said, a little, you know, little bittersweet, but not sure how interesting this has been to folks. We did a NASCAR series.
Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, Walker 4021. You know, I did a NASCAR series last year, but we only had the 2022 season in Walker, and so we were kind of pretending it was then, but we were doing it weekly per the regular season. So this is the second year. Figured I'd give it another shot, and this one, you know, I had submitted to Walker to get in there, and they accepted it and took, you know, the setup I had and so forth, and so that's what people have been using. So it's been fun. So, you know, I might try to think of another thing I can submit, but, you know I shared on one of these 8 million miles or something that we have in tours available on Walker, so it's not like we need to. I'm like, is he gonna... Alright, I guess we were turning left. Just seemed really odd. Alright, so now we're on a long stretch. You can see we've got 206 nautical miles to go. Take another quick big look out here as we enjoy the sun, and obviously again being up here it's just easier to see, but we're leaving Vegas behind as it sits out there. Like I said, it's just too desolate for me out here to enjoy, like thinking, oh yeah, I'd love living out here. No, not my thing. But I'm gonna keep climbing. We're gonna get near Talladega over in Alabama, and as we get there I will link back up with you, so I'll see you in a bit. I am back. We're a little under 100 miles outside of Talladega. The plane cannot figure out a VNAV route. They have also changed us to runway 4. So, a little bit of differences here. Okay, we're supposed to descend and maintain 14,000 now.
Vectors to cloud.
So we did get that call a little bit earlier. I missed that, but... So we'll see how this all plays out at this point. But we are in Alabama at this point, so we're already there. Obviously it's well into daytime here, now that we're across the country for the most part, so it's coming up on noon now. But we'll see where we go. We've got 40 miles to basically the last waypoint. Then we're going, I'm set to Lyle as vectors that are about 38 miles away from that point. But now we're down to 80. So yeah, just a lot happening. Been doing a lot of things on the truck sim front with Real Economy. Found a new demo for a sim that looks really promising, Docked. So if you have not seen my episode on playing the demo, I'd suggest you look for that. I believe it was on Thursday, so it would have been a couple days before this appears on the channel. Gonna be trying to probably poke at Parcel Simulator again. I finally caught up with all those episodes that I had done at the end of August. So 2 months later, we're just about there. So I'm still kind of moving things around. And similarly, Power Wash Simulator is just about completed. So I think I've got one more episode, and career mode is officially done.
4021, descend and maintain 6,000, altimeter 3006.
Right, 3006.
Descend and maintain 6,000, altimeter 3006, Walker 4021.
Alright, so we are going down, and again, now we're, below 25, which is where it called us first, and we'll be coming up on 14 before we know it. We're descending pretty quickly. Thinking it's going to try to start slowing down, because yeah, it suddenly decided, okay, we're going to slow the descent substantially. So that's intriguing. But yeah, I think it's trying to get down to 250. So that when we start approaching 10,000, we're not falling quickly again. But we've, in essence, come down half the distance, so not too bad.
Center, this
There
is
we go.
November 9, Whiskey Alpha Alpha
Tip
Golf,
the nose
requesting
again.
IFR clearance to KNFW.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Alright, so now
Radar vectors.
we'll change the
KD,
barometer,
clearance
and
file,
there we
climb
go.
Maintain 4,000, expecting flight level 400, departure on 124.65, squawk
But yeah,
254,
Talladega's,
Whiskey Alpha Golf, have a good
I
day.
think, the biggest track. I think it's
I'll have your clearance in just a
2.6
second.
6 miles, where Daytona, I think, is 2.5.
Walker
So-
4021, contact Atlanta Center on 128.725.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 128.725 Walker 4021.
Alright, but we're down. Like, once we get below 10, obviously we're really, you know, we're kind of really in the landing space, I
Memphis
guess,
Center.
is how I always
Walker.
view it.
4021. Morning. Descending from 17,000 to 6,000.
Walker 4021, Atlanta Center. Good morning. Talladega altimeter 3000.
Now it's saying
Altimeter
300, huh?
3000. Walker 4021.
Surprised they say 3,000, but okay. And she also called it altimeter, which was also odd. But
Walker 4021, contact Birmingham approach on 132.15.
Switching to Birmingham. Approach on 132.15 Walker 4021.
right, and we're basically going to be, I think, flying right over Birmingham here. I don't know if VUZ is kind of right there, but yes, I think Kilo Bravo Hotel Mike, which in theory will overfly.
Walker 4021. Good afternoon. Descending through 14,000 to
Right,
6,000.
I'm going to move my heading bug because it might start giving me vectors.
Walker 4021, Birmingham approach. Good afternoon, Talladega altimeter 3003.
Okay, someone's going to get this right. Now we're like right in between, but okay.
Altimeter 3003 Walker 4021.
Alright, and I think at Lyle we're supposed to be around 3,000, so...
Walker 4021, turn right heading 155 vectors for the RNAV runway 4 approach.
Right, heading 155 for vectors to the RNAV runway 4 approach. Walker 4021.
So there we go. So clearly it's running a little differently than we would have gone. So definitely sharper. Actually, Lyle might be at like 4,000. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Birmingham right in front of us, so...
18 Mike Lima, turn right heading 260.
But 40 miles still, so...
Right heading 260 for 18 Mike.
And now we're obviously closing in substantially less directly because we're no longer flying at the airport. It's acting a little weird. Hopefully we won't have any problem. Everything's been very stable for a very, very long time, which I'm not going to complain about. That's awesome. I mean, some of it is I don't play with a lot of things. Like I've got, you know, the mods I like to use. I don't move things around too much to try a bunch of new things. I'm more than happy to have the basics of flight and to go from there. Right, but we are at 6,000. So we will level out, and yes, I'm not slowing down kind of on purpose. Because obviously then we'll get where we need to much faster. Big rail yard there.
Walker 4021, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descending and maintaining 4,000, Walker 4021.
Right, so it's going to back off. And that, I'm sure, is to get us in line. Let me, I guess, go ahead and grab my landing monitor. You know, and at 4,000, obviously, you can see we're about 800 feet in elevation on the land here. But I'm assuming the vectors are gonna be called in differently soon. Alright, so it's speeding up a bit, obviously. Start to level out. Yeah, and I think it needs more thrust down lower here, so we will burn fuel a little faster, but we still have 2,500 pounds. Alright, so we're not quite at Lyle as far as direct east of it. I'm thinking that maybe what it's going for is to kind of bring us in that way.
Walker 4021, proceed direct Lyle, descend and maintain 2800 until established, cleared for the RNAV runway 4 approach.
Direct Lyle. Descend and maintain 2800 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 4 approach. Walker 4021.
Alright, so we're going to go direct Lyle. We're going to put ourselves on nav. And we're going to descend as well. So, got some nice fall colors down here. It's that time of year.
Contact Birmingham Tower on 119.9er.
119.9er for 18 Mike Lima.
Alright, well we're not going down very far, so we should be fine. And I think again we'll turn a bit here once we get closer to the line. But yeah, we're still over 30 miles away, so I'm not gonna slow down my my speed yet. We're not gonna start deploying flaps or anything like that. There we go. Now we turn back. So we just overflew Hoover, or we're nearby Hoover, Alabama. Right. But very nice area. So I assume we can't hit the, oh, we can hit approach, okay. But I'm almost thinking I can kind of keep myself at full speed until we hit Lyle.
Commutaire 4822 2000 for 4000.
But yeah, now
4822, radar contact.
now we're not
Maintain
crossing
11 1000.
any kind of ridge or anything like
Up to
we
11
were.
1000, Commutaire 4822.
But we've got a river up there. I think we can kind of see it over there. And that's still a little ways away from where we start to turn, but that's where we need to get to.
Commutaire 4822, contact Birmingham departure on 127.675.
Over to Birmingham departure on 127.675, Commutaire 4822.
So yeah, these long flights do get to be challenging when we're trying to do them on a timetable. So definitely less, I enjoy a lot less the tours or the, you know, flight plans that basically have a deadline. So that's why I kind of gave up on the Formula One one, because it's just, the flights are so long that it gets difficult for like a series like that, unless you're just, that's all you're doing. I'd rather be like, I just need somewhere to fly, I'm gonna do the next leg of my, you know, of my tour or whatever, like that would work better. Alright, so I think we're gonna go ahead now, deploy the first level of flaps. That'll get us down to 200 or so, but now we're approaching 20 miles.
And right heading 260, 18 Mike Lima.
18 Mike Lima, turn right heading 285.
There is an ILS approach from this side, so that is interesting that they're just doing RNAV here. Just kind of keeping an eye on everything. Because it's not ILS, I'm just not sure that it's going to... I think I'm going to go back to nav till we start to turn, because I think it's going to be better to go to approach, like once we're there.
Walker 4021, radar services terminated. Talladega Airport at your 10 o'clock, 21 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Take care.
Alright, so obviously we're going past Lyle now. And then, yeah, we've got 11 miles. Not seeing this come down yet. I'm not quite sure if I'm ahead of that ridgeline when we land, or if we're over that. I would think we're over that, because we've still got, you know, almost 20 miles to go. Alright, so now we'll go approach, and all it really will grab is the glide path. So, get that set there, just in case. That's the thing, you would think the glide path would kind of begin after the ridge. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be there at the airport before that. I'm looking for, you know, this to start approaching and falling down. Because I do think it really is kind of at Yakbu, where we're going next in 6 miles. That's kind of where it's going to grab us at 2800, I think, so. So yeah, I'm still letting it move along a little bit so that we're chewing up distance, because otherwise we'd be just really approaching slowly. But yeah, so it's always, you know, it's a little bittersweet getting this done, because yeah, this has been, you know, something that's been going on for a bit with these NASCAR races, but
Birmingham First, State 523 Echo Foxtrot, number 1 for departure, runway
thinking
5, request
should be in front of us there, but
Walker 4021, Talladega Airport at your 12 o'clock, 11 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. Safe flight.
alright. So here it comes. But yes, we're kind of over the ridge line now. And again, we're not at Kvgt yet. But less than 10 miles at this point. Okay, so here comes the diamond. That is what should get captured, and then, you know, we should start dropping down, and there we go. Alright. So we'll go a couple more miles, get to about 5 miles out, and we'll start getting everything configured a little bit more for landing. But pretty flat around here, you know, a little bit of rolling hills, but it's not, you know, it's certainly not mountainous per se. Alright, so we will lower gear. Lower flaps. So that will help us hopefully get a little more stable. Looks like the wind's about 5 knots.
2021, Talladega Airport at your 12 o'clock, 4 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency. So long.
So we've got 4 miles to land. So pretty close. Down to 1,000 feet. Gonna go ahead and get the auto throttle off, because this again is where we then play these games. So we'll just keep ourselves where we need. Drop the flaps to full flaps. Alright, we're gonna pull this back. We definitely need less thrust at this point going down. We're going to want to have enough that we're not really slowing down much, so that seems about right. Getting close. Obviously we can see it. Tracks off to the left.
133.425.
And a little
425, Southwest 3184.
we're a little low, but alright. So now I'm floating, which I don't want to be doing.
Birmingham approach. Skylane 60.
So bring this in.
Is a 182 flash, call 3,500. 3 miles to the east of Tango Delta Golf.
Alright.
Flight following to Foxtrot Charlie, 7,000.
Okay, we do have an exit here. I was getting ready to turn around.
56 Foxtrot, squawk 5255, and ident.
5255 and ident. Skyline 6056 Foxtrot.
Alright, so we got that.
On that clearance. Stand by.
And again, we're just VFR, so we can just head right in here and park ourselves, because there's no tower that we need to worry about or anything like that. So we'll head into these guys. A little bit more. We actually have got someone. Alright, there we go. So we'll park, and we shall shut down. There we go. And we have gotten reported. Engine's winding down. And at this point, because yeah, I think we did like 199, so it's actually pretty good. But yes, we are done. And then we're going to fly up to the Blue Ridge Airport, and then again from the Blue Ridge, or I guess actually, oh no, we are going up to the Blue Ridge Airport, and then from there, so it's actually only 349 miles. Somehow I was thinking it was 700, but yeah, so 349, and then we're going to have a 1595 flight to Phoenix Goodyear, and that will end the NASCAR season. So, hope you've enjoyed this leg. Hope to see you next week again. If you'd be so kind as to like and subscribe, would greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.